All right, now we have our list of users. Next, we are going to give them each a page so that we can go to about/their username. In order to do this, we need to start at a new component. We'll create a new file under the about folder, and we'll call it about-user.component.ts. Remember, the selector is not necessary here since we're using the router. I am an about user page. We'll do a placeholder there just for now, and we'll export the class as about user component. Next, let's register this in the app module. Let's do this underneath the about component. And we'll declare it in the declarations. Perfect. Now our app knows what the about user component is, and we'll take it and bring it into the router. We can now define our brand new route using path about :username. And the colon is exactly how we're going to use variables in our routing. Now that we have the route ready to go, we are going to link to it from our about page. Back in our about.component, we'll use the router link to do that, the directive that we used earlier to create links. Now remember earlier we did router link is equal to about. It won't be that easy this time since we actually want the router link to evaluate something. Like we did earlier, if we want a full evaluation, we're going to change this into the property binding way, pass in an array here to be evaluated. We'll pass in about is the string, and then the parameter we want to use is user.username. And that will be the second thing we pass into this array. This is how we're going to let router link create a URL and a link using a URL parameter. Let's take a look to make sure that that links over. Click that and we see we're at about Seveleja. We'll go back to the about page, try that again, and you can see that all of our links are working exactly how we expect them to. One last thing I want to do is make sure that this is actually linking to somewhere. Since this is going to Twitter, we don't need to use router link. Router link is for anything that is within our own application. This is an external link. We'll just use the normal. All right, that looks great. Next, we are going to take this about user component. We'll grab the username out of the URL, and then we're going to go get that user's information using that username.